How's it going, everyone? This is Fine Gaming Connoisseur, and welcome back to this Let's Play of Mortal Online, Season 4. Okay, and we're playing on the 1.87.04.05. Okay, so another fine day in Marlin, and so now I've been sort of away a little bit from Mortal Online. After I bought Kingdom Come Deliverance, I've been playing that game quite a bit, and but you know, this game has always been in the back of my mind. I sort of can't stay away from this game, and so it wasn't long that I came back, and so recently I've been retooling some of my characters, specifically my armourer / weapon crafter Relentless and Tibers. So basically I've been changing a few of my skills, and so one thing that I've changed is that for Tibers I'm going to move to heavy armour, and as you can see I'm wearing one of the sets that one of the players in this game has given to me some time ago. And I'm also going to be moving to spears. Oops. And the reason why that is because even though for quite a long time I've been using swords, and I do have advanced sword crafting, and so I'm able to make pretty much all the known swords if I had the skill books or the skills to do so. But what I found out was that even though I could craft quite a number of different types of swords, it turns out that better stay away from this in case they have mercenary mages. So it turns out that I actually, most of the time I just use one type of sword, or you know, one or two different types of swords, and one of them being the what do you call that, the thrusting blade, one-handed thrusting blade. And so as you can see in many of my videos, I've really only been using that one particular type of blade. And so, you know, after some time I just thought to myself, you know, I might as well switch to spears, because that's what the one-handed thrusting blade is anyway. It's pretty much a improvised spear in the shape of a sword. So what I thought I might do is I decided to switch my my alt character Rainen to craft spears instead. Oh, there's a player. I'm not sure if you can see it, but I could see it from the distance. Okay, so not exactly a safe time of day to be wondering about. And the other thing is I'm going to be moving to crafting heavy armour as well, because you know, over the years, and particularly in the last several weeks, I think, or several weeks, you know, the heavy armours I've been getting, you know, it really made me fall in love with heavy armour, because they just look really cool, and you know, they do provide much more protection than my Kallardian lamellar armour. And so I've decided that I'm going to try and get the Excubitier, I can't really pronounce that skill book name. Hold on a second, let me find a place to hide, and I'll find the name of that skill book. Okay, Excubator plate armor. Yeah, that's the book I'm trying to get. And so now, as you know, or you may not know this, this book is actually sold by a vendor at the near the Tecton Bridge, and now that vendor does not accept coin as payment. It accepts animal trophy parts from mobs around Myland, so things like Belbuses, bears, and razorbacks, and I'm not sure which kinds of animals that he accepts trophy parts from. But so what I thought I might do, and this is what I'm going to do as part of one of my new goal going forward, is I'm going to find out all the animal trophy parts that he accepts. And so that's one thing I want to figure out, not just for myself, but for benefit of the Model Online community, and for any new players that may be coming into the game. They might find that information useful, and because I think from what I've been reading on the forums, it's not very clear, and so I thought, it's probably a good idea for me to figure it out for myself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hunt one of each different types of creatures in Mullen, and then go and see whether I can okay, so I'm gonna try and hunt one of each creature, and yeah, I'll probably try and get a razorback, but there's a player up there, so I'm not sure if it's safe to do so. I might go and tackle a Belbus. So yeah, I'm gonna hunt one of each creature and collect their trophy, and then go and see whether that vendor accepts the trophy. So that way I know what creatures to hunt. And from what I remember from memory, the Excubator plate armor book costs 20 gold worth of animal trophies. So yeah, it'll be a good idea to figure out which one he accepts, so that I can hunt the ones that are more profitable. Okay, not being followed. As you know, guys, daytime is exceptionally dangerous, because basically anyone can see you from, a long distance away, and there's not really any way to stay out of sight unless you hide somewhere. But yeah, it's basically a very different ball game compared to traveling at night. And then nighttime is basically the opposite. You can't really see much of anything, just as other players can't really see you. And so it's pros and cons with daytime and nighttime. And so daytime, your best strategy is to stay out of sight by blending in, camouflaging with the surrounding environment. Now, from what I know is, oh, look at the cliff face. The graphics look rather good here. Yeah, so SV has gone for a semi-realistic look in how they design the graphics, how they make the graphics. It's semi-realistic, and that's the style I like. So, so from what I know, if you're low on stamina, you can pull out your weapon, and if you have the right skills, it will regenerate your stamina quicker. Yeah, quite a lot of new building projects going on here. And I might hunt a Cougar as well, so I might try and hunt a Cougar and a Belbus, since they're sort of roughly in the same region. Yeah, it's just that I saw that player. You can usually mean, once you get used to spotting players from long distance away, you can get really good at it, and that's something that you can't get from any skill in this game. It's actually your own visual sensory skill. It's whether you are good at it personally in person, or you're not really good at spotting things from long distance away. So not only are there in-game skills that you need to get good at in order to play the game, in order for your character to be to be good at what you want it to be, and then there's these other personal skills that have that have nothing to do with your character, but it has everything to do with you as a person. Whether you're good at spotting, let's say for example, spotting a player from a long distance away. So yeah, this game does rely on your skills as a player, not just your character skills. Okay, we have a Belbus. And of course the twitch-based, aim-based combat is a big part of that. You can be wearing the best gear, best weapons, best armor, but if you're not good at your twitch combat skills, then you can lose to a, maybe I should throw a fireball. Wait. Man, that was close. Okay, so I got one of its paws. So I'm not really that good at spears just yet. Yeah, so so I will need a bit more practice. Now, admittedly, swords and spears they have a different feel, and it's it's quite different. Mechanically, I feel that it's very different compared to swords. But like I said, it's something that I'll have to get used to and get good at. So all it takes is practice and getting used to my new weapon of choice. And it does make sense because, like I said, I've only really been using that one weapon, that sword, one-handed thrusting blade. So it sort of makes sense for me to move the spears instead. And I love heavy armor. They look really cool, and so even though they drain your stamina quicker, they reduce your stamina regeneration rate. But if you can get more protection out of that, then I think it's a worthwhile trade-off. So okay, so I'm gonna try and hunt a cougar, and I'm gonna try and hunt a wolf, maybe a wizen as well, if I can take on a wizen. Although I could be biting off more than I can chew. I don't know, we'll see. So yeah, I've flagged a few skills on Tibers to go down, to decrease, so I can make room for heavy armor and spears. So I've flagged swords to go down, and also, what's the other one? I think it's blocking, because I kind of looked over all my skills, and I feel that I need everything. I need all my existing skills for for my character. So I had to make some tough decisions, and so in the end I decided to flag swords and also blocking. Oh, and the weather's changed, it seems. Yeah, it does seem like the weather's going to get worse as the day progresses. And yes, I think it is going to get worse, and so yeah, we might see a PvP battle outside Tindrum again later on. Yeah, one downside to heavy armor is that you can't really jump that high anymore. So you can see, before I could jump pretty high, but I can barely jump, and that's the other downside to heavy armor, is that it will reduce your ability to jump. And I suppose that's a good way to counter the fact that heavy armor provides the most protection. So that if you're a thief, you can't just run around in heavy armor and expect to do parkour or free running around the buildings in Tindrum. Because I have seen people doing parkour in Tindrum, and it's not like the rolling and that sort of thing, but it's very agile, very quick movements, and it sort of resembles parkour. So while it's not perfectly parkour, but it is somewhat close to it. So I'm going to try and look for a cougar, preferably one that's not too hard. And I'm not sure where the cougars are, but I'm pretty sure that they're somewhere around here. Are these cougars? No, I think they're springboks. Yep. Alright. Ah, there we go. That's what I'm looking for. You and me, cougar. Oh, out of stamina. Okay, let's just see. Yeah, I've been running around quite a bit. Okay, I did another 2 points to go before I can wear this armor without slowing myself down. Now I'm wondering whether this one's going to be too strong for me. It does look pretty big, so I don't know. Yeah, it looks pretty big. Yeah, this one looks pretty beefy, so I don't know. I don't know if I can take it on. Because if you don't know this, the size of the mob has indicates, it does indicate to some extent how strong it is. So if you take on a mob that's really small, then chances are it's going to be really weak. But if you take on a mob that's pretty big, then you can expect a tough fight. about this one? This one looks rather small, I think. There's only one way to find out, and that is to engage it. Nope. Can't do it. Can't take on this thing. See? That's what I mean. Some creatures are just way too strong. And what just happened? What was that sound? Oh man, that was tough. Alright. Oh, it's still following me. Oh, close. I mean, that thing was following me for quite a fair way. Alright. I don't think I can take on that thing. The Cougars is too strong for me. Phew. That's close. Close call. But I'll get good at it eventually. They're pretty noisy. Yeah, these bandages have a really long cooldown time. What do I have to say? Alright, is that cougar still there? I don't want to aggro it again. Okay, so it does seem like it's going back. I'm a sucker for danger. And it's going back again. Oh. No, it's coming after me. Alright. Oh man, that was close. So close. Alright, we did it, guys. So yeah. Oh, man, my heart's pumping so fast. Just let me... gotta love the PvE in this game, guys. It can really get your adrenaline pumping. Whew, okay. And my heartbeat rate come down a bit first. Yeah. So as you can see, guys, the PvE in this game is not as easy as it looks. It can be a little bit daunting once you get into it, but yeah. You know, I will get better at blocking. It's just that I've only just started using spears, like maybe a few days ago. I think maybe 1 or 2 days ago, so I'm still not very used to blocking. So do bear with me. I will get better at it. I will try to get better at blocking and using my spear more effectively. Alright. So I think what I will do is go back to Tindrum and do I have a Belbus thing? Yes, I do. So I have a... Actually, you know what I think I might do is I'll continue in the next episode, and then we'll see what the vendor accepts, whether he accepts the ones I've hunted already, you know, the trophies. Okay, so I think I'll log out here, and next episode we'll continue. We'll go and find that vendor, and hopefully everything goes well. So alright, so thank you for watching, and hope that you can please like, comment, subscribe and share. Look forward to seeing you next time. This is Fine Gaming Connoisseur. Take care and have a good day.